Hey, I thought I'd do a quick little video about this sort of homemade guitar that I have. Basically, I made the body of this guitar and I stole the rest of the parts off of an Ibanez. And the Ibanez I bought, I don't know, about a decade ago, maybe even longer than that. And it was an EX Series Ibanez made in Korea. It was pointy. It was like a midnight blue color. It's pretty beat up. And I bought it at a music store in the town where I work. And I went in there to buy a Squire Strat. But when I plugged the one in, it was really noisy. And I plugged this Ibanez in, and it was dead quiet, and it sounded pretty good. And it was $75, so it was an easy decision for me to make. And I had it for a long time. I really haven't played it, didn't play it a whole lot. So I decided to try to make a new body for it. And that's what this is. So I bought a pick guard, and I got one solid piece of mahogany. I got that for free from a guy I was working with. And then I put a curly maple top on it. And this was from a tree that the city cut down right outside my office. So I went back that evening with my truck, and I wrestled that log into the back of my truck, and I took it home, and I cut it up. As far as the electronics, they're the same pickups that came in the Ibanez. I did take this humbucker, and I split it. What I did was I took a cable from a computer mouse, which has 4 little leads inside of it, and I unsoldered the leads off of these pickups and soldered that on. So now I had a humbucker that I could split. And you could do that with any humbucker. It's basically 2 single coils wired together. And I put a different 5-way. You have to use a different 5-way switch if you're going to split this humbucker. They sell it, I forget what they call it, but it's like an advanced wiring switch that you can use to do some different circuits. And this one, when it's in the second position, it splits this humbucker into a single coil. So you get the traditional single coil sound from the position 2. So that's like a sound that Eric Clapton uses all the time. But aside from that, I mean, I left the, it still has the Ibanez neck plate that it originally came with. I cut the pointy Ibanez headstock off, and you can probably see there that faint line. That was my glue line. You can't really see it on the front. But then I cut out a Fender headstock design. Unfortunately, one of these machine heads is broken. I need to get a set on eBay. These are the original ones, and the tuning machines are pot metal, and they're just not very high quality. I mean, this was probably brand new, was probably $150 or $200 guitar, so it wasn't a super high end guitar. But surprisingly, it's still these pickups, which they're rocking a little bit. I need to add some foam behind them. But these pickups, I think they sound good, and they're dead quiet, so I can't really complain about that. And it's not a bad sounding guitar, I think. Although I'm not much of a guitar player, and I don't really know how to play any songs that I mean, basically, I was messing around with the guitar in the late 80s, and the songs I learned back then are still the songs I know today. When I got really serious about playing the bass in the early 90s, I just kind of quit messing with the guitar, because I figured if I was gonna spend time practicing, I was gonna practice the bass and not try to split it between 2 instruments. So I'll go through the sounds here, and I apologize for my playing, but we'll start with the neck pickup, and it's got that classic Strat neck pickup sound, like. that's got that sort of sound. I'm sure there's lots of examples of that guitar sound, but that's the only one I can think of right now, especially that I could think of that I could actually play. But it's got that kind of tone. It's got this fourth position tone, which I think is like a lot of funk guys tend to use this sound, and it's, you know, so it's got that sound. I don't know what else that was used. I just probably used a ton. I just don't know. It's got this middle sound, which I don't know, kind of reminds me of the boy, I'm terrible. So it's got that sound. It's got the second position, which I think is like a Clapton type. So it's got that sound. It seems like what's his name? Gilmour from Pink Floyd. He seemed to use that sound a lot. Although I don't really know how to play any David Gilmour guitar parts or any Pink Floyd guitar parts, but when I hear that, I kind of think of his tone. So he's kind of got that tone. And of course, you've got the humbucker on. I think with a clean sound like I have here, I think about that. Was that Merle Haggard had that song "Working Man Blue"? Something like that. It's got that kind of. And of course, you can put overdrive on that. You know. So you can get that sort of heavy metal type of tone. You can play Mick Mars all you want, but those are the kind of sounds you can get out of this guitar. I'm sure somebody who's and I have friends that are really great guitar players. You know, they could pick this thing up and make it talk, but not me. Not me. I can just kind of make it cry for somebody who knows how to play. But that's my semi-homemade guitar. All right. Thank you very much.